comment,
and subscribe for more content.
Where's the notification bell?
It's to the right of you.
Oh.
What's up, guys? Welcome to this edition of a Funko Popcast. I'm DK Wrestler.
And I'm MD Shady.
And in today's podcast, we are finally going to be talking about the April 2021 announcements. I know we're kind of already almost in the middle of April as it is, since this podcast releases on the 16th, I believe. But we've been catching up on some March Pops. We had that fandom-related podcast on My Hero Academia a couple weeks ago. But now we are here to talk about the first set of April 2021 Funko Pop announcements, which there's some banger pops and there's some mad pops at the same time, but so far it's not a bad month. April is looking like. Yeah, anyways, we will kick off like usual with our What's the Haps segment, and then we got April 2021 pops, and that's basically the lineup. So without further ado, let's kick off with our What's the Haps segment, which of course is the segment for anyone that is new, where we discuss what we've been doing the last week, whether it's watching movies, TV shows, games. We'll kick off with MD Shady like usual. What's the Haps, MD?
All right, so the Haps with me is honestly not too much different than the last time I talked to you guys. Some things that are new, I guess, is that I've been watching the new Mighty Ducks Game Changers series, I believe it's called, on Disney Plus. There's 3 episodes out as of now, and I'm really enjoying the series. I think it's a cool way to do it where it's not just like a reboot, but it's actually kind of a follow-up story to what the team would be like now compared to in the 90s when we first see them. I've also been watching Ewoks on Disney Plus, the old cartoon, because I noticed that Disney Plus now has a category of vintage Star Wars stuff. So I kind of watched a couple episodes of Ewok. It's an alright show. I remember it being good. I used to collect all the books and stuff from Ewoks as well. So I'm enjoying that. What else have I been watching on Disney Plus or Netflix? I feel like there's more, but I never remember. But one thing that I will be watching today is I believe the Washington Capitals will be playing today. And unfortunately, they will be playing without Jake the Snake, Jacob Vrana, and that is because of some actual kind of good news is that there was a trade that was made with the Detroit Red Wings where the Washington Capitals had picked up Anthony Mantha and a second round pick for Jacob Vrana, which I'm kind of upset about because I really like Jacob Vrana, but also Anthony Mantha is a crazy good player for the most part, and obviously a first overall second round pick is pretty good. So I feel like it'll be a good trade, but I'm still kind of just disappointed. But besides that, I don't know. I guess I really haven't been up to much besides golfing and working. So what's the haps with you?
All right, so what's the haps with me? I also don't have much written down. I've been super busy within the last, it's not really week now as I think about it, because the last episode we recorded last week was filmed on Thursday and we're recording this on a Tuesday, so it hasn't been a full week yet. But there's been a decent amount of things in the last, I guess I would say 4 or 5 days, I would say. So first off, speaking of Disney Plus series, of course, Falcon and Winter Soldier I've been watching, and this past week's episode is probably the best episode that they've done yet. That was episode 4, I believe, and I think they have 2 episodes left, if I'm not mistaken. So there's 2 weeks left of the Falcon and Winter Soldier, which it's starting to pick up in my opinion. Also, I was able to somehow watch WrestleMania 18 before WrestleMania happened this weekend, so that was really cool to rewatch. And then, of course, speaking of WrestleMania, we're just finishing off technically the 8 days of WrestleMania week as of today, because tonight will be NXT's first night on Tuesday nights. But yeah, this past week was night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania 37, which overall as a show I really liked. Night 1, I basically have no flaws with. A lot of the booking decisions, I think, were absolutely right, especially Bobby Lashley retaining the WWE Championship. Really excited that happens. Of course, if anyone watched Monday Night Raw, we are seeing that at the next pay-per-view, which out of all the names that they call their next pay-per-view, which is being called WrestleMania Backlash, it's going to be Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley yet again. WrestleMania Backlash. Oh, God, I can't even get over that name. And the night 2 had some flaws, especially that odd ending with The Fiend and Randy Orton. And then last but not least, today I was watching Suicide Squad as a part of my watchings of the DC Extended Universe, which it was all right. It was actually my first time watching since I watched it in theaters when it first came out. So it's been over 4 years. It's been like 5 actually, now as I think about it, since I seen Suicide Squad. So it's kind of good to see it again. I forget what movie I have to watch next, but I know I'm going to be watching some more DCU movies now that basically WrestleMania week is over and I'm not so busy watching wrestling. So yeah, that's all for What's the Haps with me. All right, so now we'll move on to the April 2021 Funko Pop announcements. We'll talk about a first set of them, which kicks off obviously on April 1st and then ending off on April 5th for this section of the podcast. So, kicking off, we got ourselves an Entertainment Earth exclusive The Rock with WWE Championship, which was announced by Entertainment Earth, but later in the day announced by Funko themselves, in which that is available for pre-order now on Entertainment Earth's website, and it's expected to release as early as June 2021. Then we got ourselves a set of Zack Snyder's Justice League pops, which first we got ourselves common pops of Diana with Arrow, Darkseid, Superman, and then 2 variants of Darkseid, one of him in a pop deluxe on his throne, and the other just a 4-inch variant with whatever weapon he's got in his hands. Then we got ourselves exclusive pops of singular black and white variants of Superman, Diana with Arrow, Darkseid, and Desaad that are black and white and are exclusive to the DC/Warner Brothers shop, in which it has since been updated by the Funko app that these are limited to 4,500 pieces each. And then we also have a metallic Darkseid that will be going to Walmart and a Superman crouching that will be exclusive to Hot Topic. And these are expected to release as early as June 2021. Then on April 2nd, Funko had announced a comic book variant of Darkseid that was a Funko Shop exclusive, and it has since sold out on the Funko Shop because it sold out that day. And also, it was available actually last night on Pop Culture's website, which it's unknown of whether Pop Culture still has it available or not. Then on the same day, Funko had announced the 3rd pop involved in the Victory Shawarma Pop Deluxe set for the Avengers movie, in which we got ourselves Hawkeye, which of course, like the rest of the pops involved in this set, this will be an Amazon exclusive. And this is available for pre-order now and is expected to release as early as July 2021. Then on April 5th, Funko had announced an Artist Series Bambi, which will also be an Amazon exclusive. And this is available for pre-order now and is expected to release as early as June 2021. On that same day, Funko had announced a brand new wave of Game of Thrones Funko Pops, which we got ourselves a training variant of Arya, Tyrion with shield, Khal Drogo with daggers, Ned Stark on throne, Robb Stark. We got a Target exclusive 6-inch Raggle, an Iron Deco variant, and then an Iron Deco 4-inch variant of Drogon, which these are expected to release as early as August 2021. And last but not least for this portion of the podcast, Funko had announced on that day a pop of Sharon Carter for the Falcon and Winter Soldier lineup, which this is available for pre-order at various retailers and is expected to release as early as May 2021. So kicking off with the Entertainment Earth exclusive, The Rock. I like this Rock, honestly. Just for the fact it's very simplistic because you got the eyebrow raising up, you got his hand sticking out, like saying, let's bring it. Of course, that's what it says on the shirt also. And I'm really digging that they actually put detail into the championship belt because with all the other championship belts they've done for Funko Pops, it's just the gold color. And then you kind of see the outlining of what the belt design is. But here you actually get to see what the belt looks like at this point, which if I'm not mistaken, this is actually 2013 Rock where he actually introduces this design of the belt, especially because they got the scratch logo for the WWE Championship and not their current logo, which was actually introduced 1 year after this happened. And I'm a really big fan of the fact that they have I want to call them pushing buttons. I don't know why I can't think of the name, even though I'm a wrestler myself, where you click in to basically put on your belt around you. So I'm really liking that detail of the pop also. So I definitely think this is one of the better Rocks that they have done. And of course, I kind of want to get this, but I kind of don't, mainly because I'm not really collecting rock pops. But at the same time, I don't have an Entertainment Earth exclusive sticker in my collection. And also, as shown in this specific glam shot, that 25th anniversary sticker is also on that pop because it was recently Entertainment Earth's 25th anniversary, which anyone who hasn't viewed yet, I did a top 10 video of Entertainment Earth exclusive Funko Pops. So does this pop make it? You'll have to check that out by clicking the little suggestion thingy above, or it'll be at the end screen. Then we got the Zack Snyder's Justice League Pops, which I have not seen the Snyder cut or the normal version yet of the Justice League. Not because I don't want to, but I'm currently watching the DCEU movies in theatrical order, like I mentioned during our What's the Hap segment earlier, where I had mentioned I was watching Suicide Squad. So I'm not quite at Justice League yet, but some of these pops look really, really cool. I'm really liking this black and white outfit of Superman. You know, it's different from the normal colors of Superman. So I'm really intrigued to see why he changed the colors, or why I guess Zack Snyder decided to put these colors on him. I'm liking the Dark Side pops. I like the fact you got one as a pop deluxe that is sitting on a throne. I think that's really cool. And then you have a normal one with a weapon in his hand. I think that's really, really cool. Then you got the black and white pops, which I'm not really a big fan of, which I discussed. I think it was the end of February. I'd like to say this was one of the last pops for February, but that was a 4-pack. And now we have singular pops, which, like I mentioned earlier, they just mentioned on the Funko app recently that these are limited to 4,500 pieces each, which I'm glad that they did that because I don't see many people wanting to get the black and white variants as it is. So for the ones that really, really want these pops, maybe, for example, filmmaker Mike might want all these pops. And then I'm liking the exclusives, actually, that are Walmart and Hot Topic. I'm really liking the metallic effect of Darkseid. I think it brings out his gear and the weapon that he has. And then the Crouching Superman is, I guess, okay now as I think about it. Like, I think actually this is the same mold from the original Superman that was crouching for the original Justice League movie, except it has the different attire, and that's all they did. Then we have the comic book version of Darkseid that was the Funko Shop exclusive, which I don't think we've ever had this situation on our podcast where we talk back to back pops and they're the same characters, but in different form. One's a comic book character, one's from a movie. So that was pretty interesting to see. And I'm kind of liking this comic book variant better than the movie variant, just because I'm liking the colors that are used, especially with those red eyes. You got the mouth on it, that nice blue attire. And not only that, you got that nice translucent flame base with it, which I think it's a really nice added detail to it. Then we got the Amazon exclusive Hawkeye for the Victory Shawarma scene. I mean, it's going to be the same thing I'm going to say about I think it's the Tony Stark one. That was the last one that we discussed about. It's a little plain, but it's not Funko's fault because this is involving in the scene where they're all sitting around the table. I feel like at this point, there's only going to be one other character for this set. And I don't remember who it is with the exact order, but I think there's going to be only one character for this set that will also have a table piece besides Hulk having a table piece. And the other two after this are going to be just the way that Hawkeye and Tony Stark are, where they're just sitting like that. I mean, I can't wait to see how all six, I think it's six of these pops, are going to be when you connect the pieces together, kind of like how the original Avengers Assemble set turned out when you connected all the six pieces together. So really curious to see if this turns out very well. Then we got the Artist Series Bambi, which once again is an Amazon exclusive, so it totally makes sense. They're doing a bunch of Artist Series pops that are either Funko Shop or Amazon exclusives. I'm actually really digging this pop, to be honest. Like, I never thought I'd be a fan of an Artist Series pop as much as I am with this one, but there's something about this, and I don't know what it is, but I'm really liking this Artist Series. I think it's maybe the way that they made the colors and how the snowflakes that they added to this Artist Series pop actually works well with this very light blue color. And I'm really liking the base also because Bambi is sliding on the ice there. So I'm really liking what they did with this Artist Series pop. Then we got a new wave of Game of Thrones pops, which usually in this case, I wouldn't be a fan of the fact that they're making another Game of Thrones lineup because we've seen so many Game of Thrones pops, especially since the show is now over. But it totally makes sense because actually, as of this Saturday coming up, it actually marks the 10th anniversary of when Game of Thrones aired their first episode. So it totally makes sense that we may be seeing more Game of Thrones pops in the year of 2021 to celebrate that 10-year anniversary, which I totally understand. And that's why I'm not going to get mad at these. But I haven't really seen Game of Thrones that much. I think it's the first season for sure, and then maybe part of the second season, or I've seen the second, but then I haven't seen the third. It's either one of those two. I want to point out I'm a huge fan of Khal Drogo. I really enjoyed the Khal Drogo character during the series of what I've seen. And I like how he's getting an updated mold because there has only been, I think it's one single pop, and then they did the same thing with that pop and added with a 2-pack with Daenerys, I'm pretty sure. And I'm liking the way that this is being made, where you got the 2 daggers and you have an updated look of his face. And I'm excited to see what these pops look like in person because, of course, these are in concept art form at the moment. So who knows what this will actually turn out to be, but I do have some faith in Funko that this will turn out really, really well. And I'm liking the fact they made a new Ned Stark pop because I think the last one we got was that really expensive San Diego Comic-Con that's headless. So it's really cool that they made one and it's sitting on a throne. And then with Tyrion, I want to bring up Tyrion Lannister. So far with this concept art, I'm not really a big fan of it, to be honest. I feel like there's been better Tyrion Lannister Funko Pops that Funko has done. And then we have the Iron Deco dragons. I don't know. I can't remember the names of them. I think it's Rhaegal and Drogon, if I'm not mistaken. Iron Deco. This seems to be the new like wood deco or just single color pop. And I don't know how I feel about that. So far, I'm not liking it because it's just a single color. And then we got Sharon Carter from The Falcon and Winter Soldier. Of course, I'm watching the series on Disney Plus currently, so I know of this character. She appeared, I think, the last episode, episode 3, but she did make an appearance on this past week's episode, episode 4. She's a pretty cool character. I don't exactly remember what's in her hand. I think it actually, now as I think about it, it was just like this baton weapon that I think one of the bad guys had, and she just kind of took and used it to her own advantage, which it's cool that they did this Funko Pop. And I'm excited to see what other pops they end up making for the Falcon and Winter Soldier lineup, considering that we are close to ending off the series, or at least I don't know if it's going to be like a one-off series like WandaVision, or there's going to end up being a second season. But I'm excited to see the ones coming out in the future, especially if they make some characters that they've shown off throughout this show, but they haven't made in Funko Pop form yet.
The Entertainment Earth exclusive, The Rock. This is pretty cool. I mean, it's all right. We've definitely had some pretty good rocks in the past. So this kind of feels like, oh, just another rock. But like you said, that title definitely is very, very detailed. And I like how it has the scratch logo because honestly, you never see that on WWE products anymore. And I mean, because, hey, it's not their logo anymore, but it is the logo that we kind of grew up with. So there is kind of a little bit of nostalgia there, I guess. Overall, this is a pretty good rock. I want to know if there's any kind of logo on the back of the shirt or if it's just the bring it on the front. But besides that, there's no real gripes. And I mean, yeah, it's cool. You get a new sticker on the box. Plus, Entertainment Earth exclusive stickers are already pretty cool anyways. Then these Justice League pops. Zack Snyder's Justice League. I still haven't seen the movie either. I haven't found the time to watch a 4-hour movie. I definitely want to, though. I haven't really heard anything bad about it. I heard it's good, so I will have to check it out. These pops are all right. I mean, there's nothing here that screams anything crazy to me. I think the one thing I want to mention is that the Walmart exclusive Darkseid is very better. If that I definitely botched that. That's not how I should have said that, but it's a better pop than the common, that's for sure. And I'm assuming it's just metallic, but I think they could have just went without making that common one and just went with the metallic one. But I guess they wanted exclusive. If I were to have done it, put it this way, if I were to have done it in the common set, it would have been the metallic one. And then the one where he's on the throne, I would have made that the Walmart exclusive. And then I think that would have been the best way to go with it. The black and white pops, they're all right. I mean, it would be cool if they were just a chase version instead of an exclusive. If they were a chase version of each of the commons, kind of like you see with the WandaVision pops, I think that would have been cool. I would have been down for that. And then the kneeling Superman, yeah, I mean, sure, you take that mold that they've already had and you just change it up a bit. And I don't know, I feel like people will like that. And it's a Hot Topic exclusive, so that's cool, I guess. And then the comic book version. This is pretty cool. I like this. I mean, for some reason, it gives me vibes of not Destroy All Humans. Attack of Martians or something. Is that what I'm thinking of? I'm not sure what I'm thinking of, but he looks like an alien to me in this, like very, very alien-esque. I mean, the fire looks all right. If it was glow in the dark, that would have been really cool as well. The red eyes are cool. The detail on the face is pretty good. Overall, this isn't a bad pop, but not something that I would really buy, I guess. Then the Hawkeye Victory Shawarma. I like this one. I kind of like it better than the Iron Man just because I really like that kind of slumped pose that he has. But I'm kind of disappointed with it at the same time because the Hulk that we saw first was really, really awesome. Obviously, you see the table there and stuff. And now it feels like we're kind of like you said, how we're just going to get a bunch of other ones that aren't as good, I guess. And that kind of sucks. But once all of them are out, I would really like to see what they all look like together. Then we have the artist series, well, the art series, Bambi. This is an all right one, I guess. I'm usually not a big fan of the art series, but this one looks pretty cool. And I mean, you can tell what's going on with it, and it doesn't just look like a mess. So I like that about it. And I don't know if I discussed this on the pod before, but this one really screams with the idea that I had, which I think I might have talked about it on the pod before, is with these art series pops, have them be like designer clothes or something. Have them be expensive at retail because I feel like that's the only way to make them kind of cool or something I'd want is if it was like, okay, this is a designer piece, this is like an art piece, which it's supposed to be. So why not make it more expensive and not just have it be your common price pop? Like if let's say if this was like $50 at retail, like this is a Gucci pop, you know what I mean? I think that would be a really good idea with the art series. And then I could get behind it a little bit more than just seeing like some of those really bad Star Wars ones and stuff like that. But this one is pretty good. And then something I thought I wouldn't be saying again on the pod for a long time. We're going to talk about Game of Thrones pops. This is weird. I definitely would not have thought of this because I feel like there's a ton of Game of Thrones pops, and here's more. And I feel like whenever we see them, it's few and far between, whether it's a con exclusive or like Barnes and Noble or something. But we have a new set, and honestly, they all look pretty good. I've never really had any gripes with Game of Thrones pops because they are what they are. Big Game of Thrones fans will like these. I know my mom is a pretty big Game of Thrones fan, so she would like these, but obviously she does not collect pops. And then I think you called it Iron Form or something like that.
Yeah, the dragons, Iron Deco is what they're calling it. So it's
Iron
like,
Deco.
yeah.
Okay. These are actually pretty cool. I kind of like how they look like this. It's not just like a chrome pop or a metallic pop. These actually look cool. And when you think of dragons and you think of statues of dragons, that's kind of what you think of when you're thinking of them. So that's pretty cool to me. I kind of really enjoy that. And then Sharon Carter from The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This is a very basic, plain looking pop. I haven't watched the show still. I do plan on getting around to it eventually, but like I said before, it's not really a high priority on my list of things to watch. So I don't really know about this character, but I just really feel like this is a plain pop. And like I've said before, in past podcasts, this is definitely one of those pops where in a year or two from now, I could see it being on the shelf at EB Games going on sale for like $1 to $2, like, wait for it, Game of Thrones pops.
We're going to move on to the next set of Funko Pops, which range from April 6th up until, well, April 7th. So it's only 2 days, but we got 4 sets of announcements here. So kicking off, Funko had announced a set of Black Light Disney Pops, more specifically Black Light Alice in Wonderland Pops, which this set we got ourselves Mad Hatter, Alice, Cheshire Cat, and the Queen of Hearts with King, which all these are going to be Funko Shop exclusives. And because they are Funko Shop exclusives, it is unknown yet of when these are being released because, of course, they don't announce when Funko Shop exclusives are actually going to be dropping. It'll just be a random day. Then Pop Culture had announced an exclusive pop of Winnie the Pooh as Bee, which later on in the week, it was confirmed by Funko that this will be a box lunch exclusive. And this is available on Pop Culture's website. But as of Saturday, I believe it is available now in stores and online at Box Lunch. Then on April 7th, Funko had announced a 10-inch glow-in-the-dark variant of Skeletor from Masters of the Universe, and this is going to be a EB Games / GameStop exclusive, and this is available for pre-order now, and it's expected to release as early as May 2021. And then the last announcement that we're going to discuss about this week on the podcast, we got ourselves more pops for the upcoming Wonder Woman 80th anniversary wave, which we got ourselves here Red Sun Wonder Woman, Black Lantern Wonder Woman, and then we have a glow in the dark variant of Black Lantern Wonder Woman that's going to be an Amazon exclusive. And these are expected to release as early as July 2021. So the Alice in Wonderland Black Light Pops. I'm liking the fact that they're kind of expanding the black light pops from out of the Marvel and DC realm, because so far, really, we've only seen the Marvel black light pops as of late, along with the DC ones, which the majority, I think, of the Marvel ones were going to Target. And I think the DC ones were actually going to Hot Topic. And now we got ourselves some Alice in Wonderland ones that are going to the Funko shop, which I already know that these are probably going to sell out quick once they get put on the website, which Funko has been doing that with exclusives on the Funko shop, where they won't make a post on social media at like 10 a.m. Eastern saying, hey, just to let you know, we're going to have a drop at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because they're trying to get away from the problem of the bots. So they've been dropping exclusives at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time unexpectedly without announcements, so they can avoid bots, and that, fans that actually want to buy them can actually get them at retail instead of having to buy on eBay for a ridiculous price. But with these pops, these are some pretty cool blacklight pops, honestly. I'm liking the different color schemes of each one of these. Like Mad Hatter, I'm really liking the green that's on this pop. The Alice one, it really brings out the whole character, where you got the blue dress and you got the abundance of yellow. It's looking really nice. You got the pink and purple going on with Cheshire Cat, which is really, really cool. And then even the Queen of Hearts with the King, both of the, I guess, normal 4-inch pop, and then you have the little buddy there for the pop and buddy, have different color schemes. And I'm really liking that with these pops. And I wonder, and I should quickly check on the Funko app actually, of whether these blacklight pops will actually have that black light sticker that the DC ones have, but the Marvel ones don't, which it looks like right now they don't have it. But these pops are pretty cool. And on the unrelated topic of pops, the Funko soda cans are wicked. Then we got the Winnie the Pooh as B. This is okay. I mean, they're milking the heck out of Winnie the Pooh. I think actually Winnie the Pooh is celebrating some sort of anniversary this year. I can't exactly remember. I'm not surprised that they're making more Winnie the Pooh pops. Of course, there's a lot that have been going to Hot Topic, but then we got one going to Hot Topic's sister company, Box Lunch. I guess it's not bad. I'm sure Winnie the Pooh fans, or at least hardcore Winnie the Pooh fans, are going to get this. Then we got ourselves the 10-inch Skeletor, the glow-in-the-dark variant, going to EB Games/GameStop, which this is okay. And that's mainly because they already released a 4-inch variant of Skeletor that glows in the dark. And I think that was exclusive to Walmart, if I'm not mistaken. And now they made a 10-inch mold that is going to EB Games GameStop, and it glows in the dark, which, like I mentioned, it's okay. I am a fan of the character of Skeletor, considering that recently I watched the entire first season of Masters of the Universe, and it was kind of hard for me to get into, but I know one of the characters, at least, that I really enjoyed throughout the series was Skeletor, which I can't really see how people would hate Skeletor. I don't see myself getting it, but I do see myself getting some sort of Skeletor pop in the near future. And then last but not least, we got ourselves the Wonder Woman 80th anniversary pops. These are okay. I think some of the ones that were announced, I'm pretty sure it was Funko Fair. I think those were a little cooler than these ones. I mean, that's mainly also because I don't really know the background of these variants of Wonder Woman, of course, because I don't really read comic books all that much. So I don't really know what's going on. But with these ones, I mean, the attire looks cool for the Red Sun variant. But then you got these Black Lantern ones, which, I mean, it's all right. And judging by what the glow looks like for the Amazon exclusive, it looks like it's not going to be all that great. It's going to be like what most pops are when you use a black light on white. This one's just not going to turn out well from what I'm looking at right now. So I feel like it's not going to be that great of a pop. So I'd feel like you should rather get the common rather than you'd get this exclusive. But if you're looking to get the whole set, then obviously you probably have to get this.
More black light pops. This is wicked. Like I said previously, I kind of plan on getting all of the Marvel Blacklight pops, even though that could potentially be quite the adventure and money investment, because I'm pretty sure there's a couple like that Carnage that are getting pretty pricey. But these are wicked. And also, I mean, I know I keep bringing up how, oh, I've mentioned this before, but I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before, that Alice in Wonderland is kind of like a psychedelic movie. So it makes a lot of sense for these to be blacklight, and these look fantastic. I hope these don't start going for crazy prices on eBay, and then eventually their pop price guide or Funko app price goes up, because I definitely want to own these. They all look really good, but something that I never would have thought I would say coming from an Alice in Wonderland set is my least favorite is the Cheshire Cat. I guess the reason being is because it kind of just looks like the Cheshire Cat with maybe a little bit more of brighter colors, rather than being a lot different when you look at the Mad Hatter, who has that really awesome color scheme with a bunch of different colors. And Alice looks really great as well. I really like how they didn't try to go too far out and go crazy on it. They just went with that yellow and orange and the blue, and then the black accents it very, very nicely. I really enjoy this set. I can't wait to get these pops. And then we have the box lunch exclusive Winnie the Pooh in the bee costume. I also love this pop. I really enjoy this. I don't know what it is about Winnie the Pooh when he's in the bee costume. I think it may be, I don't know if these were ever in the States or not, but I know in Canada, I guess I'll call them gachapon machines. I know that's what they call them in like Japan, but if you don't know, like a bubblegum machine, you know, where you put a quarter, or in Canada, we put a toonie in the machine, which is a $2 coin if you guys don't know. And then you twist the thing and a little toy comes out. There was peekaboos. I don't know if you remember those, DK, but there was peekaboos, and they were Pooh Bears, and then they each had a rubber costume of some kind of either like a fruit or an animal, or there was like a Christmas set. There was a whole bunch of those, and I actually recently just found my collection of like 50 of those, and this really reminds me of that. I really like this pop, and I might end up getting it, but then I know that's going to make me go down a rabbit hole of wanting to get a whole bunch of Winnie the Pooh pops, but I do like this pop. And then the 10-inch glow-in-the-dark Skeletor. Yeah, I agree with you. This is all right. Skeletor's awesome. There's no one who really hates Skeletor. I mean, he's a meme. He's a great character. He looks badass. I definitely had a lot of fun as a kid playing with Skeletor figures. So this is cool, except I feel like we've already seen this before, like you said, with the 4-inch, and there's already been 10-inch Skeletors. The only thing that would make this pop better, because obviously they're going to do it, it makes sense to do glow in the dark one. People are going to buy it. But if the purple skin color was also glow in the dark somehow, I think that would have looked sweet. And then you keep all of the purple clothing and the staff not glow in the dark. I think it would have just popped even more than just having the colors on the face be glow in the dark. But besides this, it's all right. I just feel like it's kind of starting to get overplayed. And then we have these Wonder Woman pops. I mean, you said a lot about these that I could say again, but I'm just not going to. So I don't really have a lot to say about them. They're Wonder Woman pops. I don't really collect anything DC. They're all right, and I could see why people would like these pops. Similar to the Batman thing, where Wonder Woman and Batman were kind of two, and Superman, obviously, were kind of like some of those original pops. So I'm assuming people would have collections of complete Wonder Woman pops. But besides that, I don't really know why like a DC fan would be like, oh, I really need to have these, because I don't know, it just doesn't seem like a great way to represent Wonder Woman.
Anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of this week's podcast. If you enjoyed this week's podcast, make sure you smash that like button. Comment in the comment section below and let us know what your favorite pops so far for the month of April 2021 was. Press that subscribe button for more content like this podcast and any other videos we do on this channel in the future, and press the little bell beside it to be notified of when that future content gets released. And if you guys haven't yet, follow us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at a Funko Podcast. It'll be listed in the description below. But anyways, guys, thank you for listening to this week's podcast, and we hope to see you guys next week on a brand new edition of a Funko Podcast. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.
If you can smell what the rock is cooking, peace in, peace out.